We're back. I have a new guest, so we start with the same questions. What's your name and what brings you to JCON?
My name is Annelore Ecker, and what brings me to JCON is I'm a speaker, but I'm also a volunteer, and I really like this conference. So, yeah, I probably would have come anyways. But
So, you're a speaker. You recently started doing talks. How is the experience of being in front of the audience?
it's, first of all, it is a little bit scary, but I think only like in the beginning. But overall, I really like the experience. I especially like if I have like if I see some feedback, just if I mention something and everyone is nodding, so I see, oh, they really understand what I'm meaning, or they have the same experience. So it's very reassuring, and I really like that I can spread some knowledge that people then, yeah, can use. I especially like it if then I also hear like feedback where people say, hey, this really helped me, or I actually learned something. And I even had like some experienced speakers that came and just said, hey, I learned something in your talk. So that's really great.
Indeed, perfect. And what was the talk about?
So my talk was called Bad Code Quality is Not Only Your Fault. So in general, it was about business complexity that can also translate into bad code quality. If you make the business logic too complex, then it will also translate into the code. And if it's more complex, the code quality, starts to decrease.
If it's not your fault, if you're part of a big team, then how can you fix it or try to fix it or improve it?
Yeah, so I mean, in general, I also talked a lot about the fact that it's important to even realize that you have this issue, and um, a lot especially when it's complexity that came from the business and translated into bad code. It's very important that you try to improve the communication with the business. And one thing I mentioned is that I think a lot of people have assumptions. So the business team had some assumptions about how technical things work, and developers have sometimes some assumptions about how the business works, and these assumptions are often not correct. So if you build it on that, then you build something that is not good. So I think it's very important to realize when you make assumptions about something, and then just make sure to try and ask more questions to be sure to really understand the other side, but also to try to give as much information as possible so the other side can try to understand it, so you can overcome this gap.
People who start doing development because they think I just want to work with the computer and not with people, they're probably wrong. Communication is just as important as the development itself.
Yes, I agree. I mean, first of all, you also have never a project where only one person programs. So even if you don't look at the communication between developers and business, it's also important that different developers have a good communication. I also touched on that a little bit, that there are often misunderstandings when someone, for example, doesn't use like the correct terms, and then you don't speak of the same thing. So yeah, you're right. It's not only working with computers, communication and in general working with other people, I think, is very important as well, and maybe sometimes even more important.
A totally different question. It was mentioned before. There are a lot of young people here. Uh, is Java still a popular language? Why did you decide to work with Java?
Yeah, so for me, it just made sense to start learning Java because I just got these materials, but I'm really glad that in the end it was Java. Um, I don't know if it is still popular or not. I think I hear different opinions, and I think I cannot really say a final conclusion what it is, but to some degree, I think it's still popular, but sometimes there are also other languages that come that are maybe a hype.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, hype-driven development
yeah,
is a difficult one.
exactly.
You're a volunteer here, so you help with the organization. What's your feeling about the Java community? Were you able to talk to the other speakers and learn from them, for instance?
Yeah, so I think the Java community is great. I mean, I had a lot of chances to talk to other speakers. I also was at the Luminary Summit on Monday, which I find quite cool because usually it's only for Java leaders and Java champions, but here they opened it for speakers. So I thought it's a great opportunity. And it was really good because we talked about a lot of topics that are especially important for speakers, like how do I organize it, going to so many conferences, how do I maybe also work when I have like a lot of mental load. So I think there are a lot of big opportunities, and the I feel like the speakers are very welcoming. I mean, I'm like a new speaker, and I feel like every speaker that I talk with really likes that I'm a new speaker, and then I also know that I have the courage to also go out there, and I feel like if you become a speaker, I think there's a warm welcome in the community, so I really like that.
Okay. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your talk and being here at JCON.
Yeah, thank you as well.